teacups, what's brewing? How has your day been? As good as mine, I hope. I got a few things done today, which I've been quite happy about. Nothing massively important, but I went down, well, one massively important thing, I went down and paid for my internet. They sent me the bill a week ago and I completely forgot. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get cut off. So I went down, paid my internet, got a coffee, went to the store, got medicine from the pharmacy, like just a few things. I got my nail fixed. I broke my nail, you guys. Well, I didn't break it. The rubber gel is usually super strong, but I was scrubbing some pots and stuff and one nail just went, no thank you. And they fixed it, which is lovely. There's such a nice salon here. They'll do repairs or quick fixes for free. They don't mind. And I also booked in, I want to change it to a more full colour, so I'm quite excited about that. And we're here, we're ready. We've got Foodie's Vlogtober. I'm sure we're in for a whole month of riveting content. I laugh, actually, that's a bit sarcastic of me, but I am genuinely looking forward to this. Guys, I'm looking forward to it, however long it may last. Don't get me wrong, I think by the time I go to change my nail colour in a week's time, she's gonna have lost track of this, but for that week, I'm gonna at the very least try to enjoy. Now, I've seen through this once. I do think she made a couple of odd choices, but we will get into that as it's going along, so let's just get started. A quick note before I turn this on, I've never seen The Shining. I hate all horror movies. Guys, I'm such a wimp with them. I hate all horror movies. The only part of fall, autumn, Halloween I don't like is having to do like the quick lurch for the TV remote when an ad for a horror movie comes on, because it's full of them. It's the little traps they leave me on the TV. So I have not watched The Shining. There's enough reference to it in kind of pop culture that I know some of the overarching points, I know some of the key scenes, but I've never actually seen it. I don't think it's going to matter too much for these purposes, but here we go. She did preview the Hello Foodie Beauties thing, so I knew it was coming, but as I said, I don't like horror stuff, but I do like that she put it into the intro. I think last year she had the leaves and stuff, so at least it differentiates it a little bit, you know? I have 100% cut out her bid to get you to all be VIBs because she treats her members like absolute trash. And I don't think any single one of you should pay extra to see her channel and have her talk to you like that. So that's going. So this is from the movie at the end when it shows him being there in the 20s. She does have someone do her thumbnails for her. I guess they've also done that for her. But it's a nice touch.
Good evening. Great party, isn't it?
I mean, I'd say she's tried. She's put the red stuff on her head for blood. I guess she doesn't want to ruin her clothes by actually having, like, theatre stuff on there, but she's doing it.
Welcome to the Overlook Hotel. Today, in the kitchen of the dead.
She keeps cutting, like, last time I got caught out on this, way in the Wayback Machine, when she did her Twin Peaks one. I was like, why does she keep cutting? And they were like, no, that's a reflection on how it was in the TV show. I don't think that's the case here. I think here she's just forgetting her lines every minute.
We are making red rum shrimp. This is a dish of shrimp first marinated in a glaze of coconut milk, rum, red rum. See what I did there? Right.
Everyone saw what you did there. The reason we're not laughing is because it's not funny.
Red rum, red rum. So, without further ado, come play with us, beezers.
Oh, I will also be cutting out the cat crap. Do you remember when we used to do this regularly and I just cut it all out? Do you remember that? So I have a question first and foremost. I'm guessing she just did a search for Shining food. She decided she wanted to do the movie and then picked something. There must be a cookbook like there was for Twin Peaks or something. But why doesn't she choose movies that are famous for their food scenes or have a famous dish in it? She did the same, I mean, Twin Peaks, there was a cookbook, at least it's known for the pie, but she did a scene with, what was it? Pulp Fiction. I'm not going to tell you how long I cut out there. It was longer than it should have been. Pulp Fiction, where she was doing the burger and the milkshake, and it really wasn't a big part of the movie. The scene after it, the dance scene was, but it's an odd choice to me. There are so many movies, and I'm sure, although I'm not very well versed in horror movies, there must be horror movies that have food playing more of a central part. So why does she choose this one? She just likes The Shining, I guess. And while I appreciate the fact that she was like, okay, rum, something with rum in it, it just seemed an odd choice to me.
Here's Ramona.
I mean, it was dumb, but I kind of appreciate that. I will say the only thing that puts me off with this, like I like that she's bringing little things into it like this, it makes it more fun. But I do keep remembering that moment in her live stream when she was like, hey, you're going to help me with these, pay for your half of the rent. And that just makes me feel like, ugh, way to obligate your friend, man.
Good evening, Foodie Beauty. Unlike other store credit, your credit is good here at the Overlake Hotel.
I'm assuming that she told him to say that, but I just love the idea it might just have been shade on Peter's part. And also the money thing. Now, I didn't react to her BBJ and the lives that came after, but she keeps mentioning that she's in a financial mess. And I was like, oh, bit on the nose, guys, but there we are.
I always liked the water's ready.
This is a pre-recorded video, madam. You can undo that. You can just edit it out. Also, maybe just me, this seems like a weird glass. Why are you putting rum in a wine glass? Is that normal? I thought rum went in a tumbler, or am I thinking of whiskey? Or maybe they both do. I feel like that's a thing.
I always liked you, Pete's. Best darn bartender from Timbuktu to Portland, Orleans.
She could not remember where Portland was there.
Hair of the dog.
Oh God, the freeze frame on her face doing that. Someone's gonna have that as their icon immediately.
All right, the first thing you're gonna need is some shrimp. Duh, it's a shrimp recipe. Now, large and raw are better, but this is all I could find. So cooked and small.
Right, I'm gonna just pause you there to tell you it's not all she could find. She ordered in groceries and they delivered the wrong ones. Now, if she'd cared at all for all this effort that she was apparently going to put into Vlogtober, she could have gone and got some large raw ones. She didn't. And in fact, she did a live stream, then she was like, guys, I got to go because I got to film this. So all the planning, all the pre-recording, all the preparation, yeah, did not happen. I know that's not shocking, but didn't happen because literally she filmed it, she edited it, and she uploaded it. And given how long she's been planning Vlogtober, like, there's a lot of stuff here she could just pre-record and then not have to be like, film it now, edit it now, put it up. Because that's where she trips up. One day she wakes up, she doesn't feel like doing anything, and she's got nothing in the pocket to go, okay, I'll publish this one. And we saw this in her live where she did her Lush haul. She mentioned, I want to say yesterday or the day before, she was going to do a Lush haul for the Halloween content. And I was like, but you already showed us all the Halloween stuff. Why would you do that? I feel like she planned to save it, and then when she was on live and showing it, she just forgot and did the haul. But you can't now use it for Vlogtober. Because every idea she has, she does immediately. It's the same with, she did a haul of like Halloween decorations because she was going to go decorate her upstairs, which I guess will be a video at some point. And she showed everybody the stuff on live. So I was like, okay, so now you've just used your own content up. Be smart. Work smarter, not harder. Like, pre-record this stuff, save it, schedule it, and then you're only having to actually record every few days. Just give yourself a bit more breathing room. On the matter of the cooked shrimp though, if they're small, if they're already cooked, you're not going to be able to marinate this very successfully because it's already cooked.
You are also going to need about a 13-ounce can of coconut milk of choice. You are also going to need some rum. You can use any rum you like. I'm using dark spiced rum, Captain Morgan. you are going to need a 1/4 cup of rum. And as I've said already, you're going to need 1 can of coconut milk, salt and pepper, green onion for garnish, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, half a cup of cracked brown sugar.
Really petty of me. I know it's really petty of me. She's doing a voiceover. Why doesn't she do this again? If she's messed it up, I understand, but she could just re-record it. It's a minute of footage. I'm guessing because she was on a time crunch, because she told everyone, no, I'll have it up, and then had to have it up. But it wouldn't have taken very long, and it's the same with the cut of her taking the coconut milk out of the cupboard. She then put it in with the other ingredients and she repeated it. She could have cut it out and just made everything more streamlined. A really minor point that I do realise is quite petty.
And some garlic powder and some ground ginger. And we're gonna squeeze out those 2 tablespoons of lime juice. It's about 1 lime.
It's so hard to cook and do things one-handed and film, I say from experience. I give her a pass on the shaky, she can't help it.
Gives you 2 tablespoons. Now I've added the 1/4 cup of rum. Trying to get the coconut milk out, but I'm gonna have to use my knife. That's better. Gonna add some ground ginger.
She doesn't seem to be measuring
and
that.
Some garlic powder. And some salt and pepper. You're gonna whisk the sauce, mix it very well, and you're going to pour half.
That sauce, when she poured it just then, looked quite chunky. Had the lime juice started curdling something? Like, it might just be that the coconut milk had not been, I suppose it couldn't curdle coconut milk, could it? But it might just be that it was not fully whisked through, but...
Half of the mixture over the shrimp and reserve the other half. You're gonna marinate the shrimp in the sauce for about an hour, oops. And in the meantime, you're gonna cook the glaze, the rest of the glaze. You're gonna let the water evaporate until it's thickened up and makes a nice syrupy glaze like so.
Can I say how gross that glaze sounds? Is it just me? Maybe it's just me, but if you've got like a coconutty sauce already on it, then cover it in what looks like a kind of sticky syrupy glaze. I feel like you should maybe have one or the other. That might just be a me preference taste thing, all right?
Now these are better on a skewer and on an actual barbecue grill outdoors, but I'm using my indoor cheap grill. The shrimp has been marinating for about an hour, so let's heat up the grill.
This is going to be a disaster.
Now, I will say this was not a good idea because these shrimp shrink when they cook.
Yeah.
And a lot of them fell in the tray holes.
I can believe it.
And I didn't get any actual good sear like I hoped. I actually overcrowded the pan, or whatever you want to call it, the grill. So don't do that.
I mean, I don't think the cooked small shrimp were well suited for this, and she didn't plan on having small cooked shrimp. But again, they've only been marinating for an hour. You're not going to have a massive amount of flavour because they weren't raw to begin with. And if they're already cooked, surely the grill is just going to make them super, super rubbery because they're already cooked. I'm assuming they're ready to eat if they're cooked. What? Doesn't feel like this was a good idea. I think at this point she should have just been like, okay, I either need to change what I'm doing or I need to go and get proper shrimp.
Otherwise, everything ended up tasting really good, so... They only need to cook
that's
for
a
a
lot.
couple of minutes, and I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's
They
it.
don't need to cook at all.
And now, the best part, we're going to add the glaze or the delicious shrimp. I'm eating this over a bed of rice. You can eat it
That's
with
a no
whatever you
for
like,
me.
some side veggies or whatever.
I don't know, maybe I'm being too hard on her. What are your thoughts?
And now garnish with some green onion and some cilantro, and enjoy. Let's eat. Hey guys, hey. Well, it's been so long since I've done a recorded video mukbang that I've passed away and into the afterlife, and
Fair. It's been a while.
I'm haunting the Overlook Hotel. It's a party here every day. Let's try the rice with this sauce. I'm hungry. I've had to smell this coconut, rum, lime, shrimp cooking and not being able to take a bite. All right, let's try a shrimp on here.
The tail's on that shrimp. She's not going to eat it.
Bite?
Oh, no, you're okay. You're okay. I thought she was going to put that hole into her mouth. I was like, honey, that's not how you do that. Can I just... She's dressed up. She does stay pretty much in character in the sense of keeps referring to the hotel and all that. She's got the makeup on. She's got the rum in the slightly odd choice glass in the corner. Why is there a can of AHA? Why could we not just pour that into a glass and keep the dream alive?
Oh, wow.
She can say, oh, wow, all she likes. No, I think not.
The rum is not strong in this recipe. The coconut milk, the lime,
Put the lime in
very
the
prominent.
coconut.
And it is sweet. So if you don't like sweeter glazes, sweeter sauces with your...
That's the thing. The sweetness, like I get that you can have sweet, but I would think if there's going to be sweetness, there should also be heat. I think it's a lot to put on shrimp, which doesn't have much of a flavour anyway. I think the texture's going to be weird. I'm being super judgmental here, guys. Sorry.
Meat or mixed with savory, you're not going to like this dish. Luckily for me, the complaints department is so overloaded in the afterlife. Who's gonna care?
No. Absolutely not. I don't believe you.
Have some rum.
She hates. Look at her face then. She took a sip. She was like, "Oh God."
So I think I like my rum more and my fish.
Yeah.
My food.
Fair. I saw that.
Really good. Very delicious.
You're a liar, but it's okay. You're playing for the camera. I get you. You're not going to come on here doing a mukbang and go, ugh.
I love shrimp.
I love shrimp, just not like that.
I did want to use raw jumbo shrimp for this. So I couldn't find any, unfortunately.
No, again, she didn't look. She ordered at the last minute from a grocery store, potentially after grocery stores were closed. Maybe that's why. Maybe she just couldn't be bothered to go back out. She didn't look. She ordered and it came with the wrong thing. It had been substituted. Had you pre-recorded or planned this in advance, you would have had time to fix this.
I mean, I ordered my groceries. I'm not grocery shopping in the afterlife. I won't do it. I won't do it.
I mean, there's a lot of things you won't do alive or dead, so.
Alright, so the AHA is a little anachronistic for the time period.
A little.
But hey.
I mean, it's not like you could have put it into a glass to remove that issue.
So for those of you who have not seen this movie, because I keep forgetting that I'm old, The Shining came out before my time. I wasn't born yet. But I'm sure it was being played when I was being conceived because for some reason I've seen this movie 2,030 times. It's my favorite movie.
It's literally considered one of the greatest horror movies of all time. It doesn't surprise me that you've seen it a bit.
I used to put the DVD on just to fall asleep, background music, whatever.
Put the DVD of a horror movie on to fall asleep. Does that explain quite a lot?
It's based on the novel by Stephen King, and the film in the 80s is my favorite from Stanley Kubrick. There was a crappy made-for-TV one. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
I have not. It's always going to be hard when you go to remake such an iconic thing that it's never really going to live up to it, is it?
It had that kid with the chipmunk cheeks, and they had Tony instead of a finger, or an imaginary boy that lives in his mouth. They had him portrayed as some... They had him embodied as some kind of, like, 90s friggin' hipster, like, I don't know, it was really... looked like he had, like, an IBM computer in his dorm room or something, and he's like, I don't... You know what I mean?
Foodie doesn't judge people, you guys.
You know, like... Not my thing.
I mean, fair, it
Rebecca
doesn't
De
have
Mornay
to
was
be.
in it. Ooh, now that version more followed closely the events of the book, but I like that Kubrick really transformed the story and really focused on the cinematics. Like, it was a really beautifully shot movie. He was able to build suspense and horror with very little gore.
I briefly wikied. Apparently, Stephen King did not like that.
I mean, this is pretty much as much gore as the movie has. Lots of blood, but like the scene with the blood rushing in the elevator, but that's, I mean, you know, the real horror is up there. It's a psychological horror. And those for me are more frightening than gore, you know?
Yeah, for me too, I think. I don't like gore, but it's the ones that mess with your mind, man.
Just my opinion. That's the kind of horror I like. Some people really love are gore hounds.
No. I tell you, the last horror movie I watched, literally this is how long it's been, was The Woman in Black. And I found that very frightening, but a good movie, because it was quite old school in how it scared you. It's like the empty rocking chair and things like that, and that's terrifying.
Keeping the tails on really prevented me from devouring this quicker.
Yeah, that and the fact that
Which
it
is a good
tastes
thing.
like absolute ass.
I can't tell if I dropped rice on my dress or if it's the sequins.
Let's not look too closely.
Stanley Kubrick has passed away, sadly.
I didn't actually know that. When did he die, I wonder?
He's probably rolling in his grave. Watching this.
Oh, bless you for thinking he'd watch.
It's a very sweet sauce.
Yeah, it just seemed odd. No. I mean, I know she loves sugar in all forms. I love sugar in all forms, but I don't know.
There's a hint of the rum. I was in the mood for something Caribbean and tropical tasting and summery. I mean,
my second question then. Summery and tropical tasting, and it's Vlogtober. Not only was this movie not known for its food, the food she's chosen was something that doesn't fit in with her theme. So yeah, okay, red rum, she needed something with rum in it, but this seems so odd.
I have to spend so many long winters locked down here.
Okay, so it's a long winter. Make an autumn winter food. Maybe do a rum cocktail. Maybe. There must be a cocktail called red rum. There must be. Don't tell me this doesn't exist.
The sidewinder's full of snow. The snow cab's not working. It's just horrible. I just can't get down on the sidewinder. I can't leave. Plus, I mean, I'm trapped here for eternity because, well, where'd my other earring go?
I don't know. I didn't want to say anything, darling, but yeah, it's been missing a while. I will say I do kind of appreciate her kind of keeping the character going as we go.
I guess I have an eternity to look for it. Are you getting sick of my afterlife jokes yet? Anyway. Anyways, guys. I'm done eating for now.
She loves it so much.
I'm gonna pack up the leftovers. Put them in the fridge.
To rot.
The Torrance family's gonna be here any minute. Gotta make sure they have something to eat. It's
My half-eaten food.
gonna be a long winter. Anyways, guys, today's just day 1 of Vlogtober.
Yes,
I have
it
a lot
is.
planned for you guys.
Planned but not recorded.
I hope you enjoyed this first little intro video. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
All right, and there we go. There is Foodie's first Vlogtober. I know I was a little bit harsh on it, but just because she built it up and built it up and built it up and then did absolutely no pre-planning. Like, the stuff she was wearing was stuff she already had in her wardrobe, so she didn't order anything for it. Which is fine, I don't mind her reusing things at all. But the stuff came at the last second because she grocery hauled it in her live right before this. So she was obviously in a rush to do it. And she wasn't expecting, I think, it to go on so long. As she was eating, she was like, she needs to finish talking because she's out of stuff to talk about. It was just a lot of odd choices. Like I say, the meal not particularly being Vlogtober, but also not particularly being Shining themed, apart from the presence of rum in it. And I I wasn't massively impressed, if I'm completely honest. I feel like with how far it had been built up, it should have been like a bit more of a wham. Now, it's only the first day. Obviously, she's not in the practice of doing pre-recorded videos right now. There's a lot she can do to improve it as it goes on. Will she do those things? Probably not, but there's a lot of good places she could go with this, and you know, she'll get feedback. I'm sitting here like she'll reflect on anything. Oh, I'm getting hopeful again. But did I enjoy this more than I've enjoyed anything in her lives in the last 6 months? Yes, I did. For all I've been a little bit harsh on it, I'd rather we start here and we keep going with this than I would anything else she's been putting out. So with that in mind, we'll see what comes out tomorrow, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.